Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart. Once bitten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year and it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas. I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you. I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kissed me now, I guess I fooled me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you and your soul of lies. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. Face on a lover with the fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you tore me apart. Oh, I find a real love, you'll never fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day Christmas list, Santa baby. I want a yacht and that's not a lot, a lot. Been an angel this year, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Honey, one thing I really do need the deed to a platinum mine, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. No, Santa cutie, and fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Shine your eggs on the line, Santa cutie. Oh, hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Oh, Santa baby, forget to mention what it'll then in. I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but a prettier sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hopalong boots, a pistol that shouts, and the wish of Barney and Ben. And dolls that would talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. Sturdy kind that doesn't mind the show. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas soon.
Hello, good morning everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. No, magandang umaga sa ating mga nanonood sa ating portal, no? Good morning din sa aking mga BBs na nandito sa Zoom. So welcome, no, to our Christmas celebration, Christmas special na celebration na din, no, for us. So okay. Naghihintay lang tayo ng ibang tao. Let's start with a prayer. So let's put ourselves in the presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, bless our lives with peace, joy, and health, to sharpen our intellect, strengthen our bodies, and enlighten our minds to serve the world. We need your joy and peace more than ever in a world where worry prevails, weather disasters interrupt the lives of many, and tragedy arrives at innocent victims. We know you have a plan for us and want us to succeed with a full life. We thank you for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding always. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ayan, guys. So, good morning. So for this morning, we have a lot in store for you sa ating Christmas special, no? We have a special guest to inspire us, no, na sa mga kung ano man ang pinagdadaanan nyo ngayong mga Kapaskuhan at actually sa board exams. So we have an inspirational speaker for that. And then we will launch the mentoring. We'll formally launch the mentoring program of Top Notch. So simula today, pwede na kayong mamili ng mga mentors, pwede na kayong mag-apply sa ating mentoring program. And then after, we'll show you a very Christmas special prepared by your mentors. So with us this morning is Doc Broly. Good morning, Doc Broly.
Good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen para makita niyo kung ano yung program natin for today. Okay, so anong gimmick, Doc? So this is our program for today. We're going to have a special speaker in a few minutes to discuss his struggles and how he overcame his struggles. Okay, para makita ninyo na hindi lang kayong nahihirapan at hindi lang kayo ang nagsistruggle at kailangan ng effort para ma-overcome yung mga struggles na yan. Then we'll be launching the mentoring program just like what Dr. Nina said. Okay? And then may ginawa kaming video for you. Okay? An MTV, our Christmas special. And then finally, mga reminders over Christmas. So for today, we have a special guest, an inspirational speaker, Dr. Brent Viray. Dr. Brent Viray is a former student of Top Notch. Okay? A graduate of the UP College of Medicine. Dr. Viray recently graduated from the UP PGH General Surgery Program. He had an hemorrhagic stroke last September 2020, 4 months before his supposed graduation in December 2020. He had timely surgery and was back in residency on June 2021. He co-created the institutionalization of the rural surgery of the Philippines to provide access for quality and safe surgery in the outskirts of the country. He is a medical specialist 1 in Aurora Memorial Hospital in Baler, Aurora, a part-time associate professor 5 in the newly opened College of Medicine, Cavite State University. He was a previous Doctor Suda Barrios at Dingalan, Aurora, where he served as the municipal health officer for 3 years. Concurrent with his service in the rural area, he completed his master's in public management, major in health systems and development from the Development Academy of the Philippines, where he graduated with flying colors. He is a researcher and a rural health physician with a special interest in public health, healthcare innovations, health systems development, public policy, public management, global health, and global surgery. Currently, he's also a half scholar in Harvard Medical School's Global Scholars Clinical Research Training Program. So let's give a warm round of applause to our special guest, Dr. Brent Andrew Viray. Doc Brent, the floor is yours.
Doc Brent, I'll show your video first. Doc Brent? We cannot hear you po, Doc.
Doc Brent, naka-mute ka.
Or baka yung connection, Doc, ng headset. I'll show the video first, Doc. Sige. Okay, Doc Brent, no, nasa Aurora kasi si Doc Brent. So sabi niya baka erratic yung signal niya. So I will share first the video that he made for you guys. All right? The title is The Person with This Ability.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brent Viray. I'm a young surgeon who almost succumbed to imminent death against hemorrhagic stroke during the height of the COVID 19 pandemic while I was on my tour of duty at the End COVID Referral Center of the Philippines, the Philippine General Hospital, last September of 2020. I faced death that time, but I sternly told death that not today, death, not today. For God has bigger plans for me, my family, and my people. I'm blessed to be given a second chance life after my cancer surgery. I'm also a struggling researcher. When I was able to do the activities of daily living independently already, I was compelled to write a medical case report about immediate recovery. However, while I was writing the draft, I realized that the need should only be limited to the academics, doctors, and some learned patients like me. While I can write it anyway in an academic style, I decided to immortalize my experience to a more relatable form, hence the book, The Person with Disability. It is a wordplay of the usual phrase, person with disability. The title of my book is more empowering to PWD, so to speak, like me, but I would like to believe that we are just differently abled. I wrote the book because there is more to life even in the cold cellars of rock bottom uncertainties. I repeatedly discussed in the book that the universe conspires in favor of the relentlessly persistent. As the subtitle underscores, from rehabilitation from prehabilitation, I would like to believe that rehabilitation, given the proper timing, science, and work ethic, will bring any hapless person to greater unimaginable heights. Take my case as an example. Would you really believe that I can still perform safe surgeries to my patients, given my condition? The instant answer might be no. But here I am, wielding the scalpel and advancing my rural surgery advocacy to provide accessible and quality surgery in favor of the marginalized and the poor. Our setbacks only rehabilitate or prepare us to be a bigger person against the inevitable challenges of the future. Should I not undergone my setbacks in the past, I might never survive stroke and the painful repetition of rehabilitation just to be in my fighting form again. And with the help of God, my family, and my colleagues, currently I am one of the surgeons at Aurora Memorial Hospital at Baler. Alongside, I'm completing a special course in clinical research training from the Harvard University Medical School as a scholar. Moreover, than these career achievements, I got the chance to see my children play, grow, fail, and persist when they fall during their formative years. They almost lost the person who will carry them in their darkest fears. On top of everything, I still get the chance to dream again with my very loving and supportive wife. I get to give back to God's people through the rural surgery program I co-created. We are currently upscaling the program, now in a provincial level, and hopefully in God's grace we can implement the program in the whole country so that no Filipino may be left surgically behind. The stroke left me with left-sided weakness, and I found it a bit challenging as for the aspiring authors, commit now and let it flow, or just let your legacy fade like ashes in the wind. Remember that only the victors of war get to write the history books that our children will read till the end of time. One thing that inspired me was the thought of having an immortalized piece of book for my children's great great grandchildren to read. That the thought of once upon a time really happened. I'll be watching them from heaven as they wipe their last tear and animate their lips with a warm smile as they close my book's last page with a warm heart of thanksgiving. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of second chances. Thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you, Doc Brett, for that heartwarming video, no? As in, ramdam na ramdam talaga namin yung video na yun. Mga 3 times ko siyang pinapanood kagabi, tapos parang naiiyak pa din ako hanggang ngayon. So, Doc Brett, are we gonna show the message of Doc Gap or magdi-discuss? Okay. Sige. Doc Brett, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Doc Rolly, and everyone in Top Notch. Hello. The video was presented in our publishing center's author's house. Kaya medyo, bias sa pagsusulat namin. Pero, so to speak, lahat yun nangyari. That was my stroke story. Sige po. I'll just share my slide. So yeah, to break it down further, I was then 36 years old. 35 years old. I'm non-hypertensive with poor adherence to medications. Last September 2020, ako na, 5th year general surgery resident sa PGH. Tapos, COVID, tapos parang sunod-sunod yung mga trabaho, tapos nakakatakot kasi parang uncertain pa yung buong mundo. Especially yung PGH na and COVID referral center. And then parang dire-diretso lang. That time, very stressful lang din siguro. Tapos dahil super hindi na ako nakatingin ng that time. For 2 weeks. Tapos ang presenting symptom ko was headache. Tapos in denial pa ako that time na super sakit ang ulo ko until nagkaroon na ako ng left-sided pain. Tapos nagsuka na ako nun. Tapos medyo nag-iba na yung lakad ko. Tapos I was in denial that time na baka stroke siya. I remember that time marapang ako sa salamin. Tapos I tried everyone.
Doc Brent,
Yes,
would it
ma'am.
be better ba if you use your laptop microphone? Medyo wasak sir yung sound ng Let's try it.
Hello, is it better po?
Yes, better. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay po. So yun, I was trying to I faced the mirror and I just try to rehearse my script na history para hindi ako ma-judge na parang na-stroke. Tapos I was trying to pinch myself that time na baka naman chamba lang. Baka hindi stroke. Or definitely not stroke. Tapos kakasabi ko nagsusuka na ako. Tapos hindi ko nga masabi that time yung enalapril ng diretsyo na enalapril very articulate. Medyo nakakabulol naman talaga kasi yung pril. Saka yung amlodipine parang medyo bulol din. Tapos yung hydrochlorothiazide medyo bulol din. And then naghahanap na ako ng lugar kung saan ako pwedeng mabuwal. So kung nakita nyo naman dun sa video, very maluwag yung lugar, tapos mukha namang aircon, tapos may tao. Una ko kasing naramdaman siya sa hallway na kung saan 2 PM nun tapos sobrang init, tapos sa isang side nakahilera doon lahat ng nakailera doon lahat ng mga donation sa PGH. Tapos makitid na hallway lang. I was thinking that time paano papasok yung stretcher doon sa makitid na hallway na yun. Until such time na naisip ko na pupunta na lang ako doon sa Department of Surgery Conference Room. So yun, dumiretso na ako doon. Tapos pinapakiramdaman ko lang yung sarili ko that time until nabuwal na talaga ako. So yun, nagulat ako that time kasi talagang bumaba na lahat ng tulong without me soliciting help. So kung mapansin niyo din dun sa video, nandun yung junior resident ko, si Dr. Cinco. May tao doon na nung nakita niyang nabuwal na ako, na gano'n na alert na yung help. Of course, that time, parang feeling ko, parang katapusan ko na ng time na yun eh. Kung napanood niyo yung endgame ng to make it more, parang more visual, yung feeling nun parang endgame na, parang nag-snap na si Thanos that time. Parang unti-unti na ako na-agnas nun, pero nagdadasal lang ako that time, parang not my will, Lord, parang it's your will be done, parang ganun. Or your will may be done, parang ganun. So yun, ganun na, nag-test of course. Tapos ang nakuha sa aking result was positive for COVID-19. Ay kapag positive ng COVID-19, parang nagbabago bigla yung protocol. Kailangan sa COVID-19 na ICU, syempre mga kasama ko nun, mga lahat nakatubo, tapos lahat naka-intubate na nag-aagaw buhay na. Then sa operating room, dapat nasa COVID OR din. So medyo mas magulo kasi yan naman yung rate limiting step kung ano yung next in line na gagawin sa isang patient. And then here's my scan. During my scan, naririnig na overhear ko na yung mga tao na or nung nilipat ako sa gantry ng CT scan, tapos syempre lumabas dun sa monitor yung itong pictures na to, parang lahat ng tao in awe na parang paano na yan, tapos mukhang 40cc ng or more than 40cc ng hemorrhage yung nakita. So nung narinig ko na yun, sabi ko wala na. Kasi during that time, 30% ng mga COVID patients na inooperahan mamamatay or magkakaroon ng lifelong morbidity. Sabi ko, endgame na talaga yun. Tapos nagdadasal lang talaga ako. So yan yung CT scan ko. Tapos, first time kong nakahiga sa stretcher ng PGH na hindi lang matutulog or hindi lang nanakaw ng tulog from duty. Nakasakay ako sa stretcher ng PGH as a patient. Yung stretcher namin yung nasa left. Tapos magandang picture to pero yung talaga, yung stretcher that time, relatively pag tinutulak namin siya, flimsy siya. Tapos swerte na lang na may kutsyon. Of course, ang nag-respond sa akin mga surgery residents. So kahit papaano, medyo maganda naman yung stretcher na nakuha sa akin. Tapos nakakuha sila bigla sa ICU. Hindi ko alam kung paano nila ito nalabas, pero nakapaglabas sila ng magandang stretcher. Tapos habang nasa en route sa ICU saka sa operating room, napansin ko yung mga kisame ng PGH na bagong pintura pala.
So yun lang. This was the COVID OR. The person in white is, the person here is Dr. Legaspi, the director. No other less than the director of the Philippine General Hospital. Hindi naman ako to, pero ito yung itsura ng operating room kapag may inooperahan. This was my patient nung una kami nag-opera sa COVID-19 patients. So this was me after. Nagulat na lang ako na ginisik na ako ni Dr. Felizar ng anesthesia na tapos na. And then Dr. Legaspi was talking to me. Very very conscious ako during that time. Alam ko lahat ng nangyayari. So this was my pre-op picture. Ito na yung post-op picture. So parang walang nangyari. May konting may konting magalang dito. Pero yeah, very pristine yung pagkakagawa ni Dr. Legaspi ng case ko. During the time, ang nilulook forward ko lang post-op was my wife, yung sister ko na nagluluto. Tapos, very eager ako dun sa rehabilitation sessions. Tying this to today's objective, overcoming the setbacks. Nung narinig ko na kailangan ko ng mag-rehab, very excited na ako noon na parang na-clear na ako. Kasi actually that time di na ako naniniwala sa rehab kasi parang no offense to everyone. Of course, kapag sinabi mong surgeon, parang meron kaming inherent na parang we are the best kinds of doctors, parang gano'n. Parang top specialist siya. Tapos, parang nanineglect namin or parang mababa yung tingin for rehabilitation or community medicine or mga medical field versus the cutting field. So yun lang. Sabi ko that time sa rehab, pag nire-rehab nga ako nun, ang tinatanong sa akin ng PT, sir, kaya niyo pa ba? Parang pagod na po ba kayo? Medyo bad trip nga yung question na ganun. Kaya ang nare-reply ko minsan, ikaw kaya mo pa ba? Parang ganun. Tapos until such time na nakatayo na ako on my own, tapos I got to do my first step. Before, I was a previous coach ng UP Pep Squad. And marami na rin ako nahawakang mga teams and cheerleading teams saka mga dance teams. Ang sinasabi ko lang sa mga students ko that time, if you follow the process, wala kayong choice kundi gumaling. You might not be the best, but wala kayong choice kundi gumaling. Tying it in with my top-notch experience, kung maalala nyo, laging sinasabi nila Doc Broly yung burn all the ships. I'll go more backwards. I was a working student that time. During my later years of college and buong med school, working student ako that time. Tapos yung aral ko lang talaga sa med school during biyahe sa mga iba't ibang schools na pinupuntahan ko from UP Manila going to Diliman or to Recto or to Laguna. Nakakarating pa ako ng Laguna noon or sa Fairview. yun, kapag yung mga malalayang transit na yun, doon lang ako nakakapag-aral ng trances. Trances lang, walang libro. Kasi ang hirap magbasa ng libro nun. Tapos, parang hindi ko pa naman afford that time makabili ng tablet. May tablet naman na nung time na yun. Pero parang luho pa siya before. So yun, trances lang. Tapos, gumraduate na ako ng med school. Syempre, in-expect ko, I'm not the best in med school. Nandun ako sa, yung class ranking ko, medyo tachycardic. Tapos, hindi talaga, I'm not the best in med school. Pero makikipaglaban talaga ako na isa ako dun sa mga pinakamasipag. Sipag in a sense na talagang stellar, pero masasabi ko na I get things done. Especially yung mga procedures, nagagawa ko siya. So yun, going back to burning all the ships. During my after graduation, parang iniisip ko paano kaya ako papasa ng board exams. Kasi tatrabaho pa ako nun, wala namang source of income dati immediately after med school. Tapos yung trabaho ko, kailangan ko talaga magturo as a coach. Very physical, I have to be present. Pero nung pumasok ako ng top notch, tapos yun yung sinabi sa amin during orientation, and every day na pumapasok ako sa top notch, burn all the ships. Parang kailangan mo siyang i-give up. So yun, kinausap ko yung teams ko that time. I was coaching Lyceum of the Philippines that time. We'll compete in an international competition. Tapos sabi kasi burn all the ships eh. Kinausap ko sila. Sabi ko hindi ako makakasama sa competition. Tapos kaya niyo na yan. Binigay ko lang lahat ng reminders ko. And wala, kailangan ko mag-focus talaga sa board exams. Ito na yon. Ito na talaga yon. Nahalin tulad ko siya sa kung paano ko kausapin yung students ko na may mga competitions kasi na 2.5 minutes lang yung performance time. May 5 to 6 minutes, pero may 2.5 minutes. Sabi ko, ibigay niyo na lahat for that 2.5 minutes. That will define who we are in the future. 2.5 minutes lang, magpakamatay na tayo doon. So to speak, going back to my process, na bibigay ko na lahat for the next 3 months. Wala na munang turo. Hindi naman siguro ako magugutom. Parang kailangan ko lang maging frugal sa spending ko. And ayun. Tatakot ako that time kasi hindi ko naman memorize yung Krebs cycle ng med school. No, hindi ko talaga alam. Wala talaga akong alam na proseso, mga rate limiting step na yan. Parang sa ano ko na nga lang naiintindihan nun, sa top notch na lang talaga. Tapos yung physiology nga ng kidney, sa top notch ko lang talaga siya naiintindihan ha. Pero nung naiintindihan ko siya, parang nasa puso ko na talaga siya. Tapos, ayun, burn all the ships. Tapos, pagtungtong ng final exam sa top notch, diba, sobrang baba nga ng ranking ko sa lahat ng, or hindi naman talaga ako stellar na student. Ngayon, hindi ko rin ma-expect that time na nag-top 7 ako sa overall na ranking. So, ayan lang. Parang very glaring or very resonating sa akin yung burn all the ships. Pag naririnig ko siya, parang very fresh sa akin lahat ng experience. Tapos, nung nag-August 2012, dumating na yung results ng exams. After 4 days. Yung sinasabi ko kaninang 2.5 minutes lang. That's it. 5 minutes lang ng ng sobrang hagulgol na sobrang sarap ng feeling kasi parang binuhos mo na lahat tapos naging MD ka na. Unfortunately, ano siya eh, parang action potential na all or nothing. Parang kahit ibigay mo lahat, basta pag hindi pumasok doon sa threshold na yun, bagsak pa rin siya. Kaya kailangan talaga tumungtong ka doon sa threshold or higher para magkaroon ng action potential. Eh nung naging MD na ako, nakapag-DTTB ako for 3 years. Then, ayun, katulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, hindi naman ako yung best talaga, pero makikipagpatayan talaga ako sa pasipagan or sa, should I say, sa compassion sa patients. Fortunately, nung naging DTTB ako, it was bata pa naman ako ngayon, parang best 3 years yun of my life. Kasi parang nandito ako sa community or sa munisipyo kung saan ako nag-serve din, dito sa Aurora. Dito na rin ako nakapangasawa, tapos dito na ako nagka-anak. Iba yung saya eh. Iba yung saya ng yung mga tao talagang very heartfelt yung pag-thank you. Tapos I get to be happy sa pag-interact sa mga tao. Tapos sabi ko parang kulang pa. Kaya yun, going back to my clerkship and internship. Gusto ko talagang maging serohano. Surgery versus ortho ako before eh. Pero parang medyo nung malapit na dito ako na kabase sa Dingalan, Aurora, mas nakita ko na mas may social, no offense sa gusto mag-ortho, mas may social relevance yung surgery. Kasi parang yung mga nagpapa-ortho, sila yung mga may luxury of time para maging involved sa sports, saka sa mga ibang mga tawag dito, mga activities na high risk. For example, yung mga basketball, sila yung mga nagkakaroon ng MCL or ACL tears. Sila yung mas may access doon. Sila yung mas may kaya. As compared dun sa mga patients na nagkakaroon ng breast cancer na minsan wala naman silang choice. So yun, parang mas may social relevance sa akin yung surgery, kaya ako pumasok ng surgery. So yun, na-stroke nga ako, pero sabi ko, hindi, lahat na ng doktor na nagsasabi, yung mga doktor ko that time na na-stroke ako are department chairs ng internal medicine, ng rehabilitation medicine, ng director ng PGH. Tapos department head ng psychiatry, and everyone. Sa star-studded siya. Lahat sila nagsasabi na kailangan parang sinasabi nila dun sa wife ko na parang kailangan na ako ma-derail from surgery. Tapos, marami namang ibang options. Dahil kasi medyo, na gano'n rin naman ako dun sa research, and kahit papano, kaya ko lang din naman mag-policy work, kaya medyo parang pinapapunta na nila ako doon. Kasi iniisip lang din nila yung kapakanan ko, paano kung nag-toxic yung patient, paano kapag may nangyari sa pasyente, paano kapag dire-diretso ulit yung mga toxicity ng ng surgery. Kasi toxic field talaga siya eh. You get to open a patient, tapos and make the patient well by cutting the patient. Hindi kasi siya trial and error. All or nothing din siya. So kailangan klaro sa akin na hindi ako pwedeng ma-stress in that kinds of situation para hindi umulit yung stroke. So yun, moving forward, sabi ko, oo nga, no, parang hindi na talaga. Pero talagang gusto kong mag-opera. So na-stroke ako ng September 2020. Tapos yung rehab talaga, pinakpo ko talaga siya. To cite an example, I get to walk without any assistive device after 1 month. I get to do my EDLs independently and effectively after 2 months. I get to drive my family from Manila to Aurora Province. That's 184 kilometers. Ng safe. Hindi ko lang mahanap yung picture namin that time. Tulog yung buong family ko with 2 kids and my wife. Tulog sila the whole trip. Tapos na-drive ko siya. Of course, yung sasakyan namin automatic. Tapos nakapag-cartwheel. Nakapag-cartwheel ako after 5 months. I rode a bike after 6 months. 5 months pala. 5 months yung cartwheel. And elbow stand and handstand after 5 months. Nakabalik ako sa surgery program again after 6 months. Feeling ko nga that time sobrang nakukulitan na sila sa akin. Kasi message at training officer namin na hindi ma'am, kaya ko na. Tapos pinapakita ko sa kanila yung videos ko doing my exercises. Talagang makulit. Sobrang sakit sa ulo na makulit. Ganun kakulit. Pero yun, nakabalik ako nung June 2021. I get to do my first operation at Batangas. My first operation was modified radical mastectomy. Tapos ano pa siya, hindi lang yung usual na operation. Ito yung picture ko that time. It was a stage 3B na breast cancer na talagang madikit yung mga nodes dun sa structure or madikit yung bukol dun sa mga structures na kailangan ma-salvage. I was very blessed na makasama ko si Dr. Dufitas that time na nag-assist sa akin during my first operation. Tapos, to make it more special, it was an operation done in a program that I co-created, the Rural Surgery Program. Parang ngayon kasi we are elevating advancing access to safe and quality surgery, especially sa mga laylayan ng lipunan. So, ayun, nagawa ko siya. Very special sa akin yung moment na yun kasi parang all these times na persist kong makabalik sa training ulit. Tapos, during that time, hindi pa sure kung gagraduate ako or whatsoever. Ang klaro lang sa akin that time, pinayagan ako ulit mag-opera. And yes, indeed, nakapag-opera ako. Tapos, nakauwi yung patient safely and lagi ko nakakausap din yung mga patients namin. The patient had her chemo and radiotherapy at Batangas and buhay pa naman hanggang ngayon yung patient. Walang post-op morbidity na na-incur yung patient. Na yun yung inaasahan ng lahat ng star-studded set of doctors ko na my left hand will never be ready or will never measure up to the level of dexterity na expected sa isang safe surgeon. Totoo naman yun. Pero parang through time na tutunan ko na lang kung paano mag-compensate with my left hand. And advancing it forward, mas natuto pa ako magturo sa assist ko kung paano ako dapat i-assist. So yun lang, to really perform surgeries even in sa mga laylayan ng Lipunan. So yun, yung rural surgery program na yun, nagsimula kami sa munisipyo, ngayon in a provincial level na siya. Tapos next na roadblock naman yung pag-graduate ko sa sa residency. Kasi parang kung narinig nyo kanina, nasa na ako ngayon, nasa isang training program ng Harvard sa clinical research kasi parang inaano ko na siya parang hindi ko na siya masyadong pinapansin yung surgery kasi ang advice nga ng marami, hindi kailangan mo nang mag-shift ng career. Pero dahil sobrang kulit ko, tapos feeling ko gagaling pa naman ako. Ayun, medical specialist 1 na ako sa Aurora Memorial Hospital. So yun po ma'am. Ma'am Nina, please show the video of Sir Gap. Hello, Ma'am Nina.
Ayan,
Hello.
Doc. Alright, nasa na ba?
Forward to
Ay,
3rd minute po.
alright. Thank you so much, Doc. 3rd minute?
3rd minute.
Alright. Forward ka sa 3rd minute. Alright. Wait lang, Doc. 2 minutes lang to, Doc. Ito ba yung kay Dr. Gap? Alright. Sige. So this is the message. Message ba to ni Doc Gap, Doc?
Yes, ma'am. Opening remarks yan, ma'am.
Opening remarks during your graduation from residency. So, pakinggan natin. Alam mo, to say that you're resilient is really is really an understatement, no? Sobra yung pinagdaanan mo, Doc.
I'd like to make special mention of probably one of the most arduous journeys experienced by one of you. I was so happy to see Dr. Brett Biray in the front of the auditorium this morning. Congratulations, Brett.
Ninya.
I think
Yes po.
Hindi pa nagsho-show yung video.
Doc Brett, can you stop sharing, Doc? Baka yung server. Share ko ulit.
I'd like to make special mention of probably one of the most arduous journeys experienced by one of you. I was so happy to see Dr. Brett Biray in the front of the auditorium this morning. Congratulations, Brett. I think doctoring that we do is exemplified by what Brent has gone through. And I'd like to just make him one of the many examples of determination, grit, and ability, and this ability that he had shown and emboldened in his book is the ability that all of you have, the ability to come back from the deep mire, the quagmires that you've had, maybe emotionally and also physically. Japanese and proverb goes fall 7, rise 8. I think you've fallen maybe more than that and risen more than that, and today you're here because of that. So as you are all here because of your credentials, no, and through all your education and through your training, you have established roots, the basic foundation of what you are now, of being doctors, of being specialists. No? I hope your many years in PGH have given you wings, and we've been trying to do that for you to soar and to meet the challenges that will fall in front of you. And as your theme for this graduation goes, CICLAB, a PGH graduate doesn't just meet these challenges ordinarily. You meet them with fire and with determination. And today, you're about ready to do that, and I'm your
So that video, Doc. Bakit Doc Brent?
Usual naman for everyone na kapag graduation, nagpapapicture tayo with our mentors and with all our friends. Pero during that time, nung December 9, pagpasok ko pa lang dun sa auditorium, ang unang nakita ko sa pinto was Sir Gap. Nag-hi lang naman ako kay Sir Gap. Sir, hello po, magandang umaga po. Parang gusto ko lang sabihin na parang ito po yung narating natin. This is how far we've gotten. Parang ganun. Yun lang naman yung gusto kong sabihin sa kanya. Tapos siya na yung nagpapapicture sa akin. Brent, papicture naman, ganyan. Tapos, pag-akyat ko ng stage, siya pa yung nagpapa-selfie habang nasa stage siya pagkasabit sa akin ng medal sa kapag-abot sa akin ng diploma. Tapos, yung napanood yung video was Sir Gap's opening remarks as the director of PGH. So very glaring or talagang nag-resonate sa akin yung graduation na commencement talaga of there is something bigger after that. Tapos very humbling din na mabanggit yung pangalan mo as an example for the big message of the director of the Philippine General Hospital. Siyempre, parang usually naman as a resident, nasa-shrug off lang tayo kung hindi naman ikaw yung chief resident or hindi ikaw yung talagang top of the tier na resident. Pero katulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, makikipaglaban talaga ako sa sipag. Doon talaga, magpatayan talaga tayo. Tapos, show me what you're made of kapag nagharapan tayo. Sobrang kulit ko kasi saka sobrang persistent ko lang din siguro. Ngayon, sabi kasi nila, Sir Broly, burn all the ships eh. Di sige, burn all the ships. No turning back. Ano na talaga yan, all or nothing. Kailangan mong ibigay lahat. Tapos yun, sorry, balik ko lang dun sa recently concluded na UAAP. Siyempre, walang bibitaw. Sorry, Sir Broly. So, naka-blue pa si Sir. Ako naka-red naman to, pero siyempre, parang maruna rin siya sa screen. So yun, walang bibitaw, pero siyempre, all or nothing. Pag lamang ng 1 point yung kalaban, kahit halos mukhang foul counted naman yung 3 points ni Alarcon, wala talaga, talo talaga. Champion talaga yung Ateneo. So yun. Given all the chances kasi parang kailangan mo lang siyang ma-maximize tapos kainin mo lahat. That brings me to one message na we have to challenge all our excuses. When you wake up in the morning, parang nakakatamad eh na magbanat ng buto tapos or siguro sa duty schedule na lang pagbangon mo ng umaga, parang ang una pang magigising sa yung alarm clock mo na araw-araw mong naririnig, tapos kailangan mo ng mag-rounds. Siyempre, hindi ko na sasabihin mag-monitor kasi mga doktor na lahat tayo dito. Pang-intern na yung mag-monitor, no? So yan, kailangan mo na mag-rounds kasi kailangan mo ng magbigay ng magandang balita sa mga pasyente mo na, ops, ma-discharge na po kayo or obserbahan lang po natin ng konti. Masarap mag-rounds na talagang yung datingan mo parang preacher of good news. Ang isang experience ko dito when I was doing rounds in PGH, parang yung rounds ko na yon, nakapagkape ako, nakapag-almusal na ako. Bigay lahat ng patients yun. Nakapag ano na po ba kayo, naka-almusal na po kayo. Tapos, yun, afternoon rounds, may pakok, may pamerienda. Lahat yun hindi sinusulisit eh. Lahat yun resulta ng good patient care. So yun, challenge all your excuses kasi may magandang mangyari if you stay on track. Kaya nga siya parang training eh, parang train. You're in one track. You have to stay there to reach point A to point B. Tapos sa mga storms, you have to keep moving forward kasi yung storm, di ba, parang paikot-ikot lang naman, yan dyan lang siya. Tapos, ang magandang balita, you have no choice kasi pagkatapos ng storm, wala kang choice kundi magkakaroon ng araw ulit eh. Ganun yung magandang balita doon. You just have to persist. You just have to stay on track. So yun, remain focused lang sa mga ginagawa natin. After all, magiging doktor din tayo lahat. Basta lang, yun, ulitin ko ulit, you have to burn all the ships. Yung gigil para makarating dun sa 5 minutes of happiness na yun, malaki yung pagdadaanan. Pero once ma-reach mo yung 5 minutes of happiness na yun, mas magbubukas na yung buong mundo for you. So yun, example, moving forward dun sa after ng pagpasa sa board exam, yun na, yung pag-graduate ko na sa PGH, number 1, naging medical specialist na ako sa Baler. Nakakapag-opera ako mag-isa. Number 2, naging part-time associate professor 5 ako sa bagong bukas na College of Medicine ng Cavite State University. Number 3, magiging research consultant ako sa General Emilio Aguinaldo Medical Hospital. Tapos, I get to work again with DOH pag-expand namin ng rural surgery program. I get to write again my researches. Last month, may 2 akong researches na na-publish. And then, dire-diretso lang yung buhay. Lahat yun nagbukas after ng graduation. Sakala ko the time, tapos na lahat eh. Pero wala eh. Yung rehabilitation, binigyan ka talaga ng control over yourself na may magagawa pa. Kailangan mo lang talaga siyang, katulad ng sinasabi ko sa mga students ko, gagayutin mo lang talaga kasi walang choice eh, kundi gumaling. Walang choice. Kailangan mo lang mag-take dun sa process. Yun yung nakakatuwang promise. Pero syempre, kailangan ng hard work. You can never go wrong with hard work. Change lang ako ng topic ng konti. Parang napansin ko rin kasi ngayon, mental health advocate ako don't get me wrong. Parang minsan kasi nagiging valid excuse na siya ngayon na parang parang okay lang na maging ganito, okay lang maging emo. Kasi bad for my mental health na mag-move forward and to fight all the odds. Kasi stressful siya eh. Pero wala eh, ganun talaga eh. Ang buto, di ba, kailangan ng stress para humaba, di ba? Yung mga long bones natin. Kailangan siyang matagtag para lumaki. Kailangan ng stress. Pero nasa sa inyo na lang kasi yun kung paano nyo siya i-handle. Pero siguro, you have to rehabilitate yourself para maging ready sa mga challenges na yun. Siguro blessing for me before na hindi naman ako pinanganak with all the privileges and I get to live in a parang squatters area in Quezon City. Tapos, ayun, parang day in, day out, kailangan mong mag-work before para lang makapasok ng maayos sa UP. Tapos, during med school, on the side of scholarships, kailangan ko ring mag-work for myself and for my brothers and sisters. So yung ganong siguro na pick up ko na yung ganong system sa sarili ko, na pick up ko na siya until such time na yun, na-stroke ako, na kailangan mo talagang mag-persist. Kasi I had to prove myself na kailangan kong confidently masabihan yung patient na kunyari, Utoy, yung kapa ko sa tiyan mo mukhang appendicitis. Kailangan maging legit ako na masabi na operahan kita at bukas makakauwi ka. Hindi pwedeng manggaling sa akin yung agam-agam na parang hindi ako sure na mukhang appendicitis. Try nating operahan. Hindi kasi ganun eh. All or nothing kasi. So, yun guys. Again, yung mga messages ko, with my book, yun, naniniwala ako na pag binigay mo lahat, the universe will conspire in favor of the relentlessly persistent. Kailangan relentless. Kailangan relentless, hindi lang persistent. Talagang pukpok talaga. Pukpok. So yun, tapos number 2, challenge all your excuses. And then be comfortable being uncomfortable. After all, masarap pa rin yung tulog natin sa gabi. Example, kapag may makukulit tayong mga pasyente na tanong ng tanong, especially mga nandun sa marginalized sector na very uneasy sila kasi parang, example ko nga doon, may ni-refer sa akin sa Baler, meron siyang right, yung right lang niya, na talaga, white out na talaga yung right lang niya ng pleural effusion from pneumonia. Tapos, pinaliwanagan ko sila na tay, kailangan po nating maglagay po ng tubo sa baga po ninyo para matanggal ho natin tong mga tubig na to. Tapos pinakita ko yung x-ray niya. Yung puti po na yan, kaya hindi natin nakikita yung mga buto nyo po dyan, katulad ho ng nasa kaliwa. Kasi puro tubig ho siya dahil sa pneumonia. Pero hindi sila nagpa-opera kahit yung sagot, gaganon, sisinghap-singhap na siya from BOB. Ang reason nila kung bakit, kasi wala sila talagang pera. Though sinabi ko, libre naman po yung serbisyo ko, pero pag may kailangan po tayong bayaran na mga gamit, yun lang po yung kailangan natin bayaran. Pero wala silang choice eh. Tapos buong gabi, tinatanong lang ako nun. Pero yung higa ko nasa aircon na call room, tapos relatively mas malambot mas malambot na higaan kaysa sa hinihiga nila. Pero wala eh, kailangan mong i-address lahat ng mga concerns nila. So yun, at the end of the day, we have to be, I suggest you kindness kasi mas masarap pa rin yung tulog natin kaysa sa kanila. Kasi the next day for sure may sakit pa rin sila or gumagaling pa rin sila sa sakit nila tapos ikaw relatively stable at mas masarap yung tulog saka mas masarap yung kain or mas komportable. We just have to be comfortable, being uncomfortable just to address these kinds of patients and choose kindness above everything else. Sir Broly, yun lang po. Thank you very much for listening. Sana may napulot kayo kahit konti.
Thank you so much, Brent. Guys, let me give context sa situation ni Brent. Graduate of UP Med, one of the supposed to be very bright future, general surgery, residency. Then the height of the pandemic, he already had a family, may kids na, then he had COVID, and then he had the stroke. And then he was able to recover. And then he's still able to excel. Okay, I've been following up yung nangyayari kay Brent past 2 years kasi talagang laking issue nung sa PGH na someone still young, nagkaroon ng stroke kalagitna na nasa sa loob ng ospital during training. And then PGH director na kailangan yung mag-opera. Brent, how did you have those feelings of fear, anxiety, anger when you had the stroke and then after the first few months after that? How did you process yung feelings na yun?
Right after stroke, nung medyo mas nakakausap na ako, iyak lang ako ng iyak nun, sir. Parang katapusan na talaga ng mundo nun, sir. Talagang nag-iisip na ako kung paano ako aalagaan ng asawa ko that time. Kasi syempre, parang lahat naman naisip natin na pag stroke parang bedbound na or pabigat na sa buhay. So yun sir. Tapos parang everyday ang sarap kasi Sir Broly nung rehab na parang everyday may parang kapag nagja-jogging lamppost after lamppost siya. One step dito ko mas na-realize yung one step at a time tapos you can never go wrong with the fundamentals. Kapag sinabi nating fundamentals, yung raw na basic na yun lang talaga, 1 + 1 is equal to, yun lang talaga yun. Parang in the long run, ma-reach mo rin yung algebra or trigonometry. Basta stick with the basic and then one step at a time. Tapos yung pag-handle ko nun sa anxiety ko, nag-flare ako nun, Sir Broly, parang lahat ng consultant sa phone book ko, na-text ko kung may iba ba silang option for me. Parang nagmamakawa na ako na kaya ko pa naman pong magsulat. Parang bigyan niyo po ako ng ibang option. Tapos, ayun sir. Ano na talaga yun? Parang nag-give up na ako sa surgery noon, sir. Pero nung nagre-rehab ako, Sir Broly, parang parang naramdaman kong bumabalik siya. Tapos yun, ngayon parang every operation na ginagawa ko, very parang bukas na bukas yung isip ko, very mindful ako dun sa ginagawa ko. And then last week, Doc Broly, ang una kong appendectomy sa Baler, tumagal ng 2 hours. Masama yung loob ko noon, parang bakit 2 hours? Sino nag-appendectomy ng 2 hours? First year residents na tinuturuan. Tapos sabi ko, tangina hindi pwede. Sorry, nagmumura. Tangina hindi pwede to, sabi ko. Tapos last week nag-appendectomy ako ulit. Sub 1 hour na siya, skin to skin. So ano lang talaga, parang every step kailangan talaga mag-reflect kung ano pa yung pwedeng ma-improve. Ganun lang, every lamppost after lamppost. Hindi natin magagawa kaagad ng malakihan. unit per unit, step by step.
That's a very nice saying and Brent. Gusto ko yung sinabi mo kanina, dire-diretso lang yung buhay. Right now, 50% of our population in Top Notch, actually a little bit more than 50%, are taking the med boards for the second time or more.
Sorry, sir.
So, right now,
Yung sir, hindi ko
Yeah.
po marinig. Sorry pa.
yeah. Right now, 50% of our population in Top Notch, a little bit more than 50% actually, are taking the med boards for the second time or more. So, of course, most of them, almost all of them felt really bad. It's a struggle for them to actually do this thing all over again, to study again, to face relatives now during Christmas, to see their classmates take their oath taking yesterday, tapos wala sila. It's a struggle for them to read all the 12 subjects, knowing na mas mahirap na ang boards ngayon, mas mataas na probably ang MPL, mas mahirap na talaga siyang ipasa. What will be your advice be to them, to those who have taken the med boards for the second time and having to process all of these feelings?
Of course, I cannot emphasize more on dun sa gigil kasi I'm sure gigil na rin kayo na pumasa. Pero sa tingin ko, sir, kailangan lang talagang mag-focus eh. Ang dami kasi nating distraction ngayon. Tapos, I think you have to be more honest with yourselves. Ano pa yung hindi mo nagagawa? Baka yun yung dapat mong gawin. I'm sure baka nung unang take mo siguro parang one reading lang yung ginawa mo. Hinabol mo lang na ma-underline na ng red yung yung handout. Baka kailangan mo lang mag-recalibrate. And iba yung working hard sa working smart eh. Baka naman this time around we can work smarter. Parang kung ano siguro yung mas hindi mo naiintindihan last time, parang retrospectively ngayon mas maintindihan mo na siguro. Example ko siguro, Doc Broly, yung sarili ko. Hindi ko talaga maintindihan yung yung med school until such time na dumating yung Top Notch. Doon ko lang naintindihan halos most of the processes. And tingin ko lang on your second pass parang mas you have to be smarter and yung wisdom dapat nandun eh. Kailangan lang siguro mas mag-reflect further kung ano pa yung hindi mo nagagawa.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Maraming salamat, Brent. Very helpful. Okay. Do you have any questions from the class? I'll turn back the floor to Dr. Nina. Nina?
Ayan, thank you, Doc Brent. May mga questions ba kayo for Doc Brent, mga B? O, diba? Wala na? No questions? No questions from the floor? Palakpakan naman ulit natin ang ating special guest, Dr. Brent Viray. Maraming salamat, Doc. We're very blessed, no? We're very blessed to have you this morning to inspire all our students na kahit ano pa yung pagdadaanan nila, basta kailangan they always have their minds and to heart at what they're doing, no? So kayang-kaya niyo yung mga boards B, tandaan niyo yan. All right, thank you again, Doc Brent. So for this part of our program, we will now launch the mentoring program of Top Notch Medical Board Prep. Alright, so alam ko marami sa inyo ang nag-aabang nito. Alright, maraming nag-aabang. And some of your mentors are here with us also. So, orient ko lang kayo ng very, very fast. Alright, ng konti ulit sa ating mentorship program. So this orientation you can see naman sa inyong sa top-notch portal. Alright? So, kung ayaw niyong panoorin ulit yung nandun, eto na siya mga B. Ayan. May mga messages ka pa dito sa ating chat box pala, Doc Brent. Ha? Alright, so what is mentoring ba? Alright, mentoring is to support and encourage people to manage their own learning, meaning it is non-directive. Alright, so mentoring is not really your mentors telling you what to do. Okay, in order for you to maximize your potential, develop your skills, improve your performance. So it means, alright, this is true with the spirit of growth. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang kayo yung kailangan yung mag-grow, no? Kung iniisip nyo na, Doc, red ako, Doc, mababa talaga yung scores ko, Doc, hindi talaga ako makapag-aral. You know, the growth mindset will tell you na hindi lang yan yun. Pag nag-aral ka, if you work hard, no, if you study hard, mag-grow at mag-grow ka talaga. No matter how small yung growth mo, basta mag-grow ka. The more you put into something, no, the more you can get out of it. So yun yung ibig sabihin yan. And your mentors will help you do that. Okay? And become the person that they want to be. Meaning, your mentors are your role models. Kasi all your mentors are past top-notch students who passed the board exams during their time. So yun yung ibig sabihin ng mentorship. Alright, your mentors will help you create your schedule. They will listen to you. So ito yung isa sa pinaka-importanting function ng mentor, no? They will be your counselor. They will provide you with study strategies. They will motivate you, no? Emotional, mental motivator nyo talaga ang inyong mga mentors. And of course, they will somewhat, help you maintain your sanity. They're all mental health advocates, no? During this stressful time, kung wala kayong makausap, no, pwede niyo kausapin yung mga mentors nyo. All right? So how do you become a mentee, no, of your mentors? So we will upload, no, the top-notch brochure, no, where all your mentors' names will be there and their profiles. You have to choose 3 mentors from the list of mentors. Okay, yung brochure natin. And then also uploaded in the profile in your mentoring tab is your profile sheet. So you have to download that and then you have to fill that up and then you send the profile sheet back to your Mother Goose. Okay, so sa Mother Goose nyo isi-send yan. Guys, just please make sure your numbers are first active and second, it is legible. Okay? Kasi minsan yung mga mentee, nawawala sila, hindi daw sila kino-contact ng mga mentor nila. Yun pala, mali yung number nila. No? So make sure tama yung number nyo. You are gonna be contacted by your mentors via Viber first. No? So sasabihin ng mentors nyo through Viber, no, na sila yung mentors nyo. So you just have to wait for their message sa Viber. So make sure ang isusulat nyo doon na number is your active Viber number and it is legible. Alright, so this is an example of the profile sheet. Meron dyan preferred mentor 1, 2, 3 yan. So you have to write down 3 of your preferred mentors. So it depends on the Mother Goose kung kanino nila kayo i-match. No, usually dun sa first choice nyo. Pero if hindi na available yung first choice nyo, second choice or third choice. Okay? So i-contact naman kayo ng mga mentors nyo. But guys, no, remember, your mentors also have day jobs. So give them time, no, to message you. Siguro mga 5 days, no, from the receipt of your profile sheet, doon pa lang kayo mamemessage ng mga mentors nyo. Okay, for those na mga may dito sige later. Doon lahat to, alright, lahat ng magiging mentor, lahat ng magiging mentee pala will have to accomplish the profile sheet. Regardless kung nag-submit na kayo dati, you have to resubmit again to your Mother Goose. Alright, you have to resubmit again. Kasi bagong partnership agreement learning contract yun eh. Okay? Kahit na pinili nyo, halimbawa yung dati nyong mentor, na-message yung dati nyong mentor, alright? But, you joined us again, no, for this batch, you have to accomplish this again. So ground rules, all right, ground rules for mentorship sessions. You and your mentor must agree on your mentor's level of involvement in your activities. All right, so again, your mentors have day jobs, mga B, all right? So you take that also in consideration. Second, you may opt to request for an individual or group mentorship session depending on the individual availability. And remember, your mentors also has day jobs. 3, the formal mentorship sessions are protected time. Ibig sabihin, if nagpa-schedule ka sa mentor mo ng mentorship session, that's the only thing that you will do during that time. And if at any time you would want to change mentors, please inform me the reason and I will try you to pair with another mentor. So sa akin yung sasabihin kung hindi kayo magkasundo ng mentor nyo. Okay, we'll find the reason why. I will ask you why and then titingnan natin kung valid yun. Next, be courteous. Ito, very important, respect, no? Be courteous and professional in relating to your mentors. So the mentoring sessions are online, all right? Online with the possibility of on-site pag merong mga on-site classes or pag merong mga on-site activities yung mga mentors nyo. All right?
Dagdag ko yun guys wait lang, i-expound ko yun ng konti, importante yun. The mentoring is still mainly online. However, we're going to experiment, do a pilot on going back to an on-site model for mentoring. So maglalagay ako ng about 2 or 3 days spread across the program na parang Mentors Day, na bukas yung mga classroom and then pwedeng mag-mentoring. If you're in Metro Manila, okay, we're going to have it in Fairview and then probably one also in New Manila. Okay? So just stand by. Okay? If you opt na, Doc, wala ako sa Metro Manila o gusto ko online para hindi na tayo gumasto sa transportation, wala rin namang issue. Okay? So additional lang yung on-site na mentoring natin para iba pa rin kasi guys yung feels kapag on-site eh. Iba yung culture building kapag on-site. So baby steps. Okay, for a hybrid model ng mentoring. Back to you, Nina.
All right. So guys, these are all your mentors. No, some of your mentors are here. Please, mentors, turn on your camera so that the students can see you and I can call on you. We have Doc MM. Doc MM is here. And then, sino pang nandito? Doc Llanes. Doc Jed Llanes is here. Doc Tony Goles is here. Mag-hi naman kayo sa kanila. Doc Celise Esguerra is also here, fresh from Japan. Doc Heidi Bondok. And of course, Dr. Jonathan Chan. No? Dr. Patty Mag-isa is here. Dr. Doc Erco Ronquillo is here. Dr. Serge Aklan is here. Dr. Rizal Michael, Doc MK Abelio is here. Dr. Trish Penson, Dr. Michael Virata, Dr. Billy Gallados, no, are all here. So, guys, thank you sa ating mga mentors for this morning and mag-hi naman kayo sa mga students para makita nila kayo. So, guys, we have 42 mentors that you can choose from, no? So pili kayo sa kanila kung sino sa tingin nyo ang parang we are a match made in heaven, char. Yung mga gano'n, no? Mafe-feel nyo naman yon sa mga sarili nyo kung sino sa tingin nyo yung magiging mentor, magiging app na mentor sa inyo. So this is the cover of the brochure. Alright, so andyan yung mga pictures nila. Okay, i-upload namin yan sa portal. Pag-upload yan sa portal, nasa next page yung mga profile ng mga mentors. So for this morning, pwede nyong tingnan kung sino dyan ang mga mentors nyo na gusto nyo, no? The top 3 mentors. Alright, and then you have to accomplish the profile sheet. Okay, accomplish the profile sheet and then send them to your Mother Goose. Your Mother Goose, again, you have me, Doc Lala, Doc Ian, and Doc DK. So yan yung mga Mother Goose nyo. We are working closely with the mentors for this batch. All right? So yun lang. May mga questions ba kayo regarding the program? This program is free of charge. No, ang mga mentors nyo are all volunteer. So walang bayad ang mentorship program, ha? So ano lang siya, that's part of the top-notch program, top-notch system. Alright? So wala siyang bayad. You just have to accomplish the form and then send the profile sheet to your MGs. Any questions, guys? May question ba sa ating portal? Kung may question kayo, please send your questions to your Mother Goose. O, di ba? Ang gaganda ng mga mentors. Sabi nga nila, ang mga mentors daw ng top notch, kailangan matalino at saka maganda and talented. Alright? So, tingnan nyo naman, ang gaganda nilang lahat. Alright? Parang sa akin, wala kasing choice.
Maraming salamat to all the mentors who have volunteered for this program. Actually, ang daming nag-apply sa mentoring program natin ngayon for gustong really happy with the mentors chosen by Dr. Nina. We try to make it as inclusive as possible, meaning we want diversity in terms of the schools represented, for one. Then in terms of what they bring to the mentoring program. So iba-iba. We have students who are at the top of their class, students na happy-go-lucky, pag tinignan mo yung mga sinabit nilang mga students na kilala ko na since before sa San Beda, and students from the new schools. So try to look at their profiles, see what fits. I highly encourage everyone to get a mentor, especially those who have taken the med boards before. Okay, malaking bagay yan. When we are doing, we've done this several times, when you take a look at sa mentoring program natin, disproportionately high ang mga pumapasa pag nagpa-mentor versus hindi nagpa-mentor sa top notch. I don't know, maybe it's because of selection bias. Automatically, yung mga people who are mas masipag or mas gustong pumasa are the ones who get mentoring. Maybe it's because of that. Or maybe it's because it's really helpful. It improves students' self-regulation processes, yung sipag time schedule, yung scheduling. So there is a positive correlation. Mas mataas yung passing pag nagpa-mentor. Okay? So try to be as active as possible. Report to me pag may problema sa mentoring, guys. Actually, report nyo muna sa Mother Goose nyo. Sorry. Hindi pa kayo nare-respondan nung mentor, or if at any time you feel, Doc, parang hindi fit yung mentor ko with me, nire-reassign nila Dr. Nina yan. Okay? But we rarely get those. Most of the time, students are happy with their mentors. They are happy with the process. Usually lang may delay ng konti sa start kasi guys, pakyawan yan sa umpisa. May mga particular mentors na ang dami. So ngayon kailangan i-adjust nila Nina yung number of mentors, number of mentees per mentor. Just be patient with that. That's why we set this at around this time para January, February, and March, dire-diretso na yung process for you. Okay? So thank you, Jonathan, Michael, Trish, Serge, Jericho, Celise, Tony, MMJ, okay, for being here today. Okay? Para makita kayo ng kaunti ng mga estudyante natin. Doc Nina, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much sa ating mga mentors. And on a final note, dahil Pasko na, dahil Pasko na, your mentors and the Mother Geese have prepared a special video for you guys. So please stay tuned sa ating Christmas, top-notch Christmas special. This is the perfect ending to our session today.
Isang dalaga'y maglilihi, batang lalaki ang sanggol. Tatawagin siyang Emmanuel, Emmanuel. Isang dalaga'y maglilihi, sa Diyos. Isang lalaki maglilihim at ang lalaki ang saksyon siya'y nakakita. Tatawagin siyang Isang lalaki maglilihim at ang lalaki ang saksyon siya'y nakakita. Tatawagin siyang Emmanuel sa Diyos. Isang lalaki maglilang ang buo at ang lalaki sa saksyon siya'y nakahanda. Tatawagin siyang Emmanuel, kahulugay na sa atin ang Diyos, na sa atin ang Diyos, na sa atin ang Diyos. Zum 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 zum.
Basta natin ang sinanggampala sa tapat ng piling. Bayan ng ating piling at sumilaw doon ang sumulaman. Mananap ang buong katauhan.
Magsaya tayo kapatid, ang manalhi pag-iwang lubod sa puso. Si Jesus natin siyang tanging may kapal, lumuhod tayo sa harap niya. Lalala, 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 lalala. Ang maganda nating binisan ay suot kahit na minsan, at ang hintong ikaw at singsing ay linisin bago gamitin. Papapapam, papapapam,
Basta natin ang sinanggampala sa tapat ng piling. Bayan ng ating piling at sumilaw doon ang sumulaman. Mananap ang buong katauhan.
Manapololo, manaponino, ang sadya po sana'y mamasko. Kung wala may salamat din po sa tatlong hari ng balik ko. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. Kung wala bang ganong natutunan, ngayon'y magsikap sa aralan. Kung wala bang ganong natutunan, ngayon'y magsikap sa aralan.
Kumukuti-kutitap, bumubusi-busilak, ganyan ang indak ng mga kumbilya. Kikindat-kindat, kukurap-kurap, pinaglalaroan ng iyong mga mata.
Kumukuti-kutita, bumubusi-busilak, ganyan ang kurap ng mga bituin. Tumitibok-tibok, sumisinok-sinok, koronahan ng palarang bituin. Iba't ibang palamuti, ating isabit sa puno. Ubusan ng mga kulay, tambakan ng mga regalo. Tumitibok-tibok, sumisinok-sinok, wag lang malundo sasabitin. Pupulupot-lupot, paikot ng paikot, koronahan ng palarang bituin. Iba't ibang palamuti, sabit sa puno, ubusan ng mga kulay, tamakan ng mga regalo. Tumitibok-tibok, sumisinok-sinok, huwag lang malundo sasabitin. Pupulupot-lupot, paikot ng paikot, koronahan ng palarang bituin.
Dagdagan mo pa ng candy.
Ribones, koses at guhitan, habang lalong dumarami, regalo mo'y dagdagan. Kumukuti-kutitap, bumubusi-busina, ganyan ang lindang pamilya. Kikindat-kindat, kukurap-kurap, pinaglalaroan ang iyong mga mata. Kumukuti-kutitap, bumubusi-busina, ganyan ang kurap ng mga bituin. Tumitibok-tibok, sumisinok-sinok, kanahan mo pa ng palarang bituin.
Thank you so much sa ating mga mentors, no? Kay Doc Ana. Doc Ana is here also, Ana Cruz. Dr. Ged Llanes is here also. So sila yung mga gumawa niyan. Doc Troy, Doc Celise, and of course, Doc Ian is also there. No, ang ating MG. Siya ang producer, musical scorer. So thank you so much sa ating mga mentors who took the time and made the Christmas special, no, the top-notch Christmas special. And may mga messages, everyone, si Doc Brent sa ating chat box. Please check that out. So thank you so much for attending today's session. Sa ating mga nasa portal, I hope you enjoyed the top-notch special, and I hope you learned a lot from Doc Brent, no, on resilience, on putting your mind into things, putting your heart out, no, doing the best that you can do, no, sa mga lahat ng gagawin nyo. All right, Doc Broly, final words? Andito rin pala si Doc Chikay, no, na ating mentor. Si Doc Chikay, si Doc DJ are here. So halos lahat ng mentors nyo are here sa ating Zoom session. No? Doc Broly, final words?
Merry Christmas to everyone. Some people are asking, Doc, dapat ba kami mag-aral ngayong December 24, December 25, January 31 man? Of course, you take the holidays. Ano ba kayo, guys? Enjoy the holidays with your family. It's part of your mental health din. But probably I would limit ng konti yung celebration. Like, wag yung buong 2 days ng December 24, 25. Baka yung Noche Buena and then part ng early morning ng December 25. January 31, baka yung gabi ng January 31 plus early morning ng January 1. Okay? Limit ng konti para may time kayong makapag-aral. Okay? Para mas masaya ang ating March. I'd rather na relatively muted yung happiness ngayong December para mas mabongga at mas matindi ang celebration natin pagdating ng March. So that's it. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'll see you later, actually, for the intro summary lecture Quizmaster.
Yes, di pa tayo tapos because we have our intro to your subject later, no, and the Quizmasters and the refresher lecture. So that will be for tonight. All right? So yung mga BBs ko will be via the portal. All right? So kayo ang portal tayo mamaya, mga Bs. All right. Bye everyone. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays.